Good afternoon, I'm Pratap Singh Gaikwad and welcome to another episode of the Buggy Khana. This afternoon, we come to you from the Raymond's 100 Auto Fest. I mean, this is quite a special car meet, car display organized by my dear friend Gautam Singhania, someone who is a big car lover, and what they've done over here very clearly reflects that. I'm going to run you through this show over the next couple of episodes. So Singhi, thank you very much for being on the Buggy Khana.
Thank you, Prati.
But most importantly, thank you for having us here
It's my pleasure.
at the Raymond 100 Auto Fest. I mean, it's been an amazing day. I mean, to see cars in all of these different categories, cars, motorcycles, vintage cars, modern classics, all under one roof, so to speak.
There's no roof, luckily.
Exactly.
It's open.
And it's just been amazing to see the quality of cars, to see the level of organization, to see, you know, young children coming off school buses, and the fact that you made it free and accessible to everybody is, I mean, something quite special. So thank you very much for that.
Thank you. It's been, it's a good show. You got, like you said, supercars, vintage bikes, Harley Davidson, super bikes.
Right.
And this is the first time the RREC is doing a meeting together. And it's done for the people of Mumbai. You know, we've kept it free. We've had over 25,000 visitors today. Over the weekend, we expect a lot more. Chief Minister, Deputy Chief Minister are expected. So hopefully, it's a good thing. Maybe we'll do it year on year, maybe once in 2 years. But I'm really happy at the turnout. We've set the India record today for the maximum automobiles in one location. So it's really good.
Yeah. It's not just the maximum automobiles, because I think it's the quality of what you've been able to get.
See, that's a fun moment to see. Somebody in a funny thing driving a cycle with the Indian flag.
Yeah.
That's part of the fun.
Absolutely. And that's what I said, there's so many special features. And the fact that there's so many special cars, it also means that, people know who's behind this. It's the love that you've had for cars and automobiles, which I personally know as well, since I've known you for maybe 30, 40 years now. And growing up and seeing that passion.
But we never grew up with cars. We
No,
just stay young with cars.
that's true. All of that it's so visible in all of this, and to see the people that have come to support this as well, brought their cars.
No, it's fantastic. I'm really happy and thankful to everybody who's come out and everybody who's participated, because it's the participants that make the show.
Yeah.
We provide the platform, the participants make the show, they're happy, the public is happy, you're happy, I'm happy. It's a good fun way to spend a weekend.
Yeah.
And I'm really happy the way it's come together. We have more than 100 supercars, more than 100 modern classics, more than 100 vintages,
Right.
Harley Davidson's bikes. So I think we're between 600 to 700 autos here.
Yeah, no, it's
which
amazing.
Which is the largest collection ever.
It's the largest, and this is the first one that you've done.
Yeah.
And we can only expect that it's going to get bigger, it's going to get
We've set
better.
the-
So,
We've set the benchmark.
I'm excited about that. I'm thoroughly enjoying my time here.
No, it's good.
It's going to get more crowded. Today's the first day. It's a working day, with the weekend
I think by
coming.
evening the crowd will pick up.
Yeah, and the weather is also supporting it. I think you've done it at the right time.
Yeah.
So again, thank you very much.
Thanks,
and I
Thanks
look
for
forward to being here.
Good. See
Thank
you.
you.
See you on
Thank
the
you.
next video. Thank you.
We're going to begin this episode at the RREC enclosure. And to do a walkthrough of this, I'm going to invite a special guest to walk with me and talk about some of the cars. He is firstly a dear friend of mine, someone I've known for maybe 30 years now. We obviously share the same passion for all things cars. He advises me, helps me out on a lot of things. And apart from being a car enthusiast, he also works and restores cars. So, Rishad, welcome to the Buggy Khana.
Hey Pratap, thank you so much.
Good to have you on board.
Thank you. Good to be here.
Yeah.
And it's great being on your show.
Thank you for being
Been
on
following
my show.
you and following the show, and it's a fantastic show and bringing the cars to the people.
Exactly. We're trying.
Exactly.
So, what do you think? Right?
I think it's a fantastic show. A great amount of cars, especially the Rolls Royces and Bentleys out here. You've probably got about 25, 30 of them standing out here, all different makes, models, styles, and more importantly, the history
Yeah.
and the stories behind all these cars,
Yeah.
which make it so much more favorable and more fun to hear about, because some of them were quite controversial
Yeah,
back
I
in the
believe.
day.
We'll talk more about that.
Exactly.
But yeah, but I mean, this enclosure is great. But the good thing is that they've got different enclosures. So they've got these Rolls Royce and Bentleys. They've got vintage cars. They've
That's
got
right.
modern classic. They've got motorcycles. So there is something for everybody.
all different walks of life, all different
Yeah.
people, ages.
Correct.
Yeah, that's how it should be.
Yeah, and another good thing, as I was discussing with Gautam and his team, is it's a free event, right?
Exactly.
It's open to all. So for people to get access to seeing these cars from so close, I
Absolutely.
mean, it's something quite special. We also have been seeing busloads of school children
That's right.
coming here. Again, I mean, what an amazing day for them to spend out.
So a lot of it is very important to make sure that this kind of passion starts with schools,
Yeah.
because that's where they actually come in and they realize the beauty of these cars, what went into making these cars, and how to continue the heritage and continue looking after these cars for
Right.
the next few generations.
Yeah.
So I think it's an important way to start, and that's one of the ways I started as well. Was at a very young age, at 7 years old, I got into these vintage and classic cars, and well, I don't want to tell you my age, but there's no turning back. It's probably the same as you.
You're quite young. No, so great. So I think, should we just start by doing a sort of walk around? I mean, obviously we can't cover all the cars.
Sure, absolutely.
But let's just pick and choose something that sort of catches our eye and
Sure, absolutely.
talk about them.
Look forward to it.
Should we begin with this striking car over here, the green one?
So I believe that this is a Phantom Rolls-Royce, the Phantom 2 Continental Coupe.
Yeah.
Very few of them. This was built for the Maharaja of Jodhpur, and now is owned by a dear friend, Amir Ali Jetta. And I have to tell you that this was a winner of the Pebble Beach Concours d'Elegance in, I think, 2021.
Yeah.
At Pebble Beach, and she's a beautiful car. He spent a lot of time, effort, energy, money restoring her, looking after her, and taking care of the car.
Yeah.
And he uses it, drives it, and enjoys it the way cars are supposed to be used.
Yeah, I think, again, that's something that I'm always drawn to when I hear that. And I know that he does use this a lot.
Yeah.
I think possibly the most used out of all the cars here. I could,
Yeah, it's used almost every Sunday.
yeah.
Almost every Sunday, and he does quite a few miles on it, and it's not babied and things like that. He really drives it, and she's driven all over the country. He drives it we have a group of friends who drive Pan India.
Right.
He takes this car, drives it, and drives the pants off it. It's not just a trailer queen or a garage beauty. He
Yeah.
actually uses it, enjoys the car.
Yeah. Again, makes it that much more special. I mean, she looks immaculate, right?
Yes, absolutely.
And again, it looks, I mean, this is how she probably came out of the workshop, maybe even better though.
So he's had this car from the 60s. His dad bought this car in the 60s. They've had this car and they've been looking after it. And I think she went in for a complete restoration in, I think, 2017 or 16.
Okay.
Where Marispan, a very well-known restorer, respected restorer, restored
Yeah.
the car.
Yeah.
And he's done a fabulous job, as you can see. And
I mean, again, restored in 2017, we're in 2024.
yeah,
Car is being used a lot.
Absolutely.
And when you look at it she's immaculate, but in my opinion, she's probably better now than when she was first restored in 2017.
Yes, of
because
course.
things have settled in.
Absolutely. And not only that, it takes time, effort, energy to keep correcting things. And,
Also,
and
yeah.
Amir is a stickler, so he makes sure that he's on the every restorer so I happen to be doing one of his cars also, and he is such a stickler to make sure everything is perfect on the car, everything works and works the way it's supposed to work, you know. So
No, and it was lovely. It was lovely chatting with him earlier this morning. Unfortunately,
Absolutely.
he's not here at the moment. But yeah, I mean, to hear about the history about the car from him, the
Yes.
present owner, you know, just
it had a very
It's-
controversial history, so-called,
so-called,
but
which we are not allowed to discuss
exactly.
on air. So, but yeah, it was quite an intriguing story, I must say. So great. From there, I mean, we can't really miss this one.
Absolutely.
I mean, look at it, absolutely gorgeous.
So again, we have your Continental Sports Tourer, the Phantom 2.
Yeah.
These are beautiful cars. They're built, they cruise, you know, they were supposed to cruise at 70, 80 miles an hour. And that's what they were built for. They were built so far ahead of its time.
Yeah.
And, you know,
When they talk about engineering that goes into cars, right? I mean, there
these
must
were
be-
the cars that were engineered, and
Yeah.
you know the way they were built, quiet, silent, and they were built to run. You know,
Yeah.
they had the one-shot lubrication system. They had dampers which were adjustable at that point in time. You know what a lot of people don't realize is that so much of the engineering on these cars have now come back into today's modern cars.
Yeah.
Just to give you a small example, like the louvered grills
Yeah.
on these cars, which were thermostatically controlled, have now come into all the new BMWs and Mercedes, where they have
Right.
these were done mechanically,
Yeah.
but now they're being done electronically. You know,
yeah.
so it's made a huge difference on these cars.
Yeah.
You know, a single individual cylinders, individual coils per cylinder. Earlier, back in the 70s, 60s, 80s, you had one coil to run all the cylinders. Now it's one coil per cylinder, which was back from that time. You know, it's amazing the kind of history and the kind of the mechanicals and the engineering that went into these.
Yeah. And again, look at the quality of the restoration on this, right? It's
Absolutely.
absolutely mint.
I believe this car was bought by Mr. Johan Poonawalla,
yeah.
and he's bought it in London, and I believe
Restored
he's
over there.
got it restored there and brought the car in. It has, I believe it was Mr. Campbell's car,
Yeah.
the land speed record holder,
Yeah.
and he's just done a fabulous job of making sure history is brought into the country. Most people try and take, or in the past took history out, used to, but now I'm glad
going
to
the
see
other
that.
way. Thank God for that.
Yeah, all
Yeah.
the cars are coming back into India and back to their place of pride.
Correct. And again, I'm personally drawn to this car because of the story, as you said. Sir
Yeah, you went to the
Campbell.
same school, I believe.
Same school and same house. He was in the same house that I was in.
Wow.
And I remember growing up in.
I didn't know you were that old.
No, I mean he had left many years before.
Oh, is that right?
But his photograph and the speed records, etc., used to hang in the dining room.
I hope you got some pictures with those pictures.
Don't know, but you know, so I always looked up to him from that point of view, and to know that this car belongs to him is an extra treat for me.
Ah, perfect.
Now, again, I mean, a very unusual looking color, at least for me. I don't know, you might have come across this color before, but something very different. And, you know, again, from Gautam's collection,
Yes, I believe so.
and I mean, he has so many of them here, and all of them look
In
not only
pristine
pristine,
condition.
but they also look so special. And
Yes. I think he's taken a lot of care and effort to restore these cars and bring them into
and to
Concours
select
condition.
them also,
Yeah.
you know, I think to get any car, this thing. But when you have a choice to pick up cars, etc., to go into the detail and pick the right ones. I
Absolutely.
think there's an art in that as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's not only that, it's also choosing the right colors, making sure that they, are a fit. And there's a lot of hard work that goes into it. A lot of people don't realize the kind of time, effort, energy, money, and more importantly than any of that is the love and the passion that goes into bringing them and keeping them going,
Yeah.
you know.
So, I mean, it's good to have you here with me right now because I also want to see your perspective, because you actually restore these cars, right? So
Yeah.
you know and you understand better than anyone else what goes behind the hard work that
It's a
goes
lot of
behind
hard
bringing
work.
them to this condition, right?
It's a lot of hard
So
work.
You would
It's-
appreciate it that much more.
Absolutely, and it's great to see all these cars coming out, and the amount of passion. Like I said, people are putting in, getting these old cars out, and getting them restored and bringing them back to their place of honor, and giving them the pride that they so rightly deserve.
I want to sound that siren for you.
I think with all your work, the Indian government should recognize you and allow you that siren.